Well, a news just coming in ahead of a potential meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the BRICS summit in Russia. India and China have arrived at an agreement on patrolling at LAC, which has led to disengagement. This according to India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri. The Foreign Secretary said that over the last several weeks, Indian and Chinese diplomatic and military negotiators have been in close contact with each other. As a result of these discussions, agreement has been arrived at on patrolling arrangement along LAC in the India-China border areas, leading to disengagement and a resolution of the issues that has risen in the region since 2020. And WION's assistant editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal, is joining us on the phone line. Hi, Siddhant. There seems to be a thaw in India-China ties at this point of time, with New Delhi and Beijing arriving at an agreement on patrolling at the line of actual control. Tell us more about this major step towards normalization between the two countries, which comes just ahead of the BRICS summit.
Well, WION team will be shortly in Kazan for the BRICS summit. The summit is due to begin tomorrow, and the Indian Prime Minister and the Chinese President both will be present. Now, essentially ahead of that, we saw developments in Delhi, the Indian Foreign Secretary announcing that there is an agreement on patrolling, and that has led to disengagement as well. We're waiting for more details as to what he means in terms of the patrolling rights and also where all the patrolling can take place. But this was something in the pipeline for some time. We saw the positive comments by both the Indian and the Chinese authorities as well, the Indian Foreign Minister especially. Now, essentially, we know that tomorrow there can be a bilateral between the Indian Prime Minister and the Chinese President, and that is something that is happening after a gap of a pretty long time.
Right, Siddhant, talk to us more about how this thaw in relations between India and China will impact the bilaterals between a possibility of bilaterals between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Chinese President Xi Jinping at this point of time, because in the past we've seen that there have been a series of command-level talks between India and China regarding the disengagement at the line of actual control.
Well, essentially, we know that the last time the Indian Prime Minister and the Chinese President met was way back in 2019 on the sidelines of one of the summits. Now, essentially, since then, there hasn't been any full-fledged bilateral. We saw 2020 Galwan incident, after which the relationship had fallen really in the negative zone. India had banned several apps as well. India had increased scrutiny on the Chinese investment. But it looks like tomorrow in Kazan, where WION team will be present on the ground, the thaw will be something that will be formalized in many senses, with the bilateral expected to happen.
Right, Siddhant, just a few months ago, Indian Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar had clearly said that until the border issues between India and China are not resolved, there would be no normalization of ties between India and China. Talk to us about how this latest news coming in of India and China arriving at an agreement on patrolling at LAC will perhaps also have an impact on the diplomatic ties between India and China.
Well, essentially, India had many times said that until there is a resolution at the border, there will be no normalization of the relationship in terms of investment, in terms of business, in terms of trade. Now, we saw the first glimmer of positivity with the economic survey saying that India and China need to engage with each other. And since then, we have seen meetings happening. The NSA in Russia meeting the Chinese foreign minister. Both the foreign ministers also meeting time to time. We saw those visuals as well. But we are now looking at something that will be unprecedented in terms of which was almost looking at impossibility a few years ago, because there was a lot of I would say, from the Indian side, pain in the relationship. India had lost several of its soldiers due to Galwan incident, and since then there was a massing of the troops at the border as well. This is something that we could now see a reversal, and essentially both two large countries of Asia working together will be something that will be positive for both sides.
Right, Siddhant, a positive step and a thaw in India-China border standoff. Well, that was WION's assistant editor for foreign affairs, Siddhant Sibul, getting us the latest on this story.